First of all, a large, big thank you to Monica. This is an impressive work, and everything that you're doing to support the PhD students is few and far between. I wish all PhD students could benefit from everything that the Department of Education here at the Institut Pasteur has been doing. Thank you also for the very interesting talk. I greatly appreciated the comment about data, and so I want to thank also Sir Balasubramanian, close enough, esteemed dignitaries, representative of governments, parents, friends, welcome. This is the best part of the whole afternoon. So it's a big pleasure for me to be here today to look and to talk to you about the students from the Pasteur Network. The Pasteur Network has members, which are more than 30 across 25 countries. And together, this represents a global community dedicated to advancing scientific research and public health initiatives. Through collaboration and innovation, the Pasteur Network provides an exceptional environment for aspiring researchers to pursue their PhDs and prepare to become future leaders in science and public health. This year, we have 6 outstanding graduates. And they're listed here, and their work reflects the diversity and richness of the research undertaken within the Pasteur Network. So I want to introduce them briefly and highlight some of their achievements. As Yasmin mentioned earlier, sometimes it's difficult to talk about yourself, so it's sometimes easier to let somebody else do that. So the first one is De Grasse, who's from the Institut Pasteur de Guadeloupe. And she focused her research on antimicrobial resistance, particularly studying antibiotic-resistant E. coli. And this is from the hospital to the environment. Her work included genome analyses to identify resistant genes and plasmids, and she's published multiple times. She's currently pursuing medicine and aims to bridge clinical practice and research to tackle infectious diseases. Emmanuelle is from the Institut Pasteur de Guyane. Her PhD explored the feasibility and acceptability of the Wolbachia method in French Guiana for controlling Aedes aegypti. Her work built on her prior research at the CNRS and has paved the way for her role as a medical entomologist at CESPA, focusing on ticks and other vectors. Nadia is from the Institut Pasteur de Tunis. She investigated monogenic and multifactorial forms of diabetes in Tunisia. She used next-generation sequencing and statistical methods to advance personalized medicine. Her work also resulted in multiple publications and presentations, and also awards. I'd like to make a note that she also received the Best Young Research Presenter Award at the African Society of Human Genetics. Florencia, from Institut Pasteur Montevideo, and her PhD focused on a systemic approach to antibody-mediated immune responses against SARS-CoV-2. And this led to the development of 3 versions of a national ELISA kit. That's research in action. Her work provided critical insights into vaccine-induced humoral responses influencing public health decisions in Uruguay. She now coordinates the immunovirology lab and leads a PAHO-funded project to enhance HTLV surveillance in South America. Amelia is from the Stefan Angelov Institute of Microbiology in Bulgaria, and she worked on a novel hemocyanin-based chimeric protein vaccine targeting melanoma in a mouse model. Her innovative research demonstrated strong anti-tumor immune responses and resulted in multiple publications and presentations at 7 international conferences. And finally, we have Kam Singh, who's from Institut Pasteur of Laos. He specialized in medical entomology and zoology, focusing on sandflies and their associated pathogens in Laos. His collaborative research with the Laboratory of Pathogen Discovery advanced the understanding of sandfly-borne diseases, and he currently serves as the head of the Medical Entomology and Vector-Borne Diseases Laboratory at the Institut Pasteur of Laos. So, graduates, your hard work and dedication exemplifies the mission of the Pasteur Network. It makes me very proud to see that the research here, all of it has a direct translation to improving people's lives. Our aim to nurture scientific talent and address global challenges is exemplified by all of you. and it helps inspire hope for a future for all of us. Please savor this day, remember it fondly, and as you step into the future, remember that life is unfortunately or fortunately a lot like your PhD research. It's full of experiments, some successes, many failures, and occasionally you sometimes wonder in life why you started doing something in the first place, which I'm sure you did while you were doing your PhD. So I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you, to your families, to your friends, to all of you that supported you. And you are the pride of all of us, and I look forward to seeing you take on future positions of responsibility in science, in your home governments, and elsewhere in the world. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. So before giving the diploma to the PPU students, I'd like to tell you a bit more about the Pasteur Paris University, this international doctoral program in life science and biomedicine of the Institut Pasteur. The program has been launched in 2009, but I've been in charge of it since last year. Each year, each graduating class is given the name of an outstanding scientist in the history of the Institut Pasteur. We're not very good in gender balance at the beginning, but we are making progress now. We started very modestly with 5 PhD students in the first year, but thanks to the success of the program itself and the different partnerships that we've been able to establish over time, we have now classes of about 20 people. The students who are going to receive their diploma today are from the Ullmann or Barré-Sinoussi classes. Since 2009, we've trained more than 200 PhD students coming from 43 different countries of origin. And 50 are the students who are currently doing their PhD on campus. The Institut Pasteur offers several administrative services to help the selected candidate to come to France and start their PhD in the best possible conditions. They have the possibility to rent an apartment in the Cité Universitaire Internationale de Paris, which is this amazing building you see in the picture, and we reimburse them for a round-trip home every year. We have already said how important is the family support, and so I think it's very important for them to know that they can and are entitled to go and see their families. We also organize with them every year a retreat, and this is the picture of the last one. Since the beginning of my deanship, I've always wanted the PPU to be like my sampling table of every service, training, and activity that we successfully provide for them. The goal is to extend it to the rest of the doctoral students. Thanks to a more effective communication strategy, in the last 2 calls, the number of candidates per project has significantly increased. Nevertheless, it is always necessary to put science ahead. And for this, the collaboration with the education department and researchers is crucial. Therefore, I'd like to thank all scientists from campus for the great support, and in particular, the members of the PPU steering committee. Throughout the year, they provide fundamental scientific, strategic, and pedagogical support to the program. The success of the PPU program itself and the need to tackle the challenges of modern science led us to establish several national and international collaborations, which we call PPU satellite programs. The collaboration with the University of Oxford, linking chemistry and microbiology to fight antimicrobial resistance. The PPU Imagine. Here, the students do their PhD at the Institut Pasteur, but they joined the Institut Imagine, but they joined the Institut Pasteur and the PPU for all the pedagogical and social activities. And today, the first graduate for the PPU Imagine is going to receive his diploma. The research and technology, a collaboration entirely internal to the Institut Pasteur. The PPU EID, a multidisciplinary graduate school to fight emerging infectious diseases with a One Health approach. And there is more to come. The PPU Participatory Science, the program will start in 2025. Here, patient advocacy, experiential knowledge will be the key words for the thesis projects that will belong to. And the PPU MD PhD, a program dedicated to French and international medics, veterinarians, and pharmacists, aiming to strengthen our collaboration with the most important European and world universities. It will offer a personalized curriculum and specific training on public health risks and health surveillance. Creating specific satellite programs, as we used to call them, allows to highlight them. Internally, it brings the researchers to think about the possibility of conceiving PhD projects based on these specific topics. And externally, it helps to target specific donors or to participate to specific funding calls. And lastly, these partnerships are emblematic of the interdisciplinarity and collaborative science that are the values of our institute. The acquisition of this technical knowledge, the experience in research laboratories with exceptional talents, together with the soft skills and the bending in international network, lead you, young graduates, to develop a multi-potentiality that you maybe not even see yet. So my wish to you today is to find your way. I hope that you will have enriching experience. Some of you maybe want to return to your country of origin. Some want to continue exploring the world. Wherever your careers take you, I hope you will find something that matters a lot to me, the working environment that will allow you to give the best of yourselves. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. So I guess now it's finally time to listen to our PhD students. I mean, not anymore. So I welcome to the stage De Grasse.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very grateful to be here, and I hope you're enjoying this moment. My name is De Grasse. I completed my thesis in Guadeloupe under the supervision of Professor Sébastien Breurec and Dr. Stéphanie Guillaumard. The aim of my thesis was to demonstrate the spread of resistant bacteria, especially E. coli, from patient to the natural environment. So I would like to share with you memories of my thesis. In this picture, it's supposed to be me. It was the last day to collect samples, and I had to collect cow poop, a normal job for a PhD student, right? So suddenly, out of nowhere, a pig appeared. Why? Because I had guavas in the pocket of my lab coat. So I panicked, grabbed my alcohol bottle, and started running. But the pig didn't care about my science. All he wanted was my guavas. But I kept running. That day, I learned one thing. When it's urgent, I can run faster than Usain Bolt. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, De Grasse.
Next, I welcome Manuel. Thank you. Next, I welcome Emmanuel.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Clerville, and I worked on the feasibility and acceptability of Wolbachia method in French Guiana. This work was supervised by Jean-Bernard Duchemin and Jocelyn Rode, and in the Medical Entomology Unit in French Guiana, in Institut Pasteur of French Guiana. French Guiana is a very terrible place, called also as the Green Hell by many people. As you can see, very dangerous animals, very dangerous rivers too, and this was my fieldwork. I faced many diseases: dengue, chikungunya, Zika, malaria, leishmaniose, and I forgot some of them, I think. But as you can see, let's be honest, it was a very big adventure and also a very wonderful paradise. So if you have the opportunity to go in French Guiana and realize the PhD, go, it's worth it.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you.
So now the next one is Nadia. Please, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to stand here today reflecting on what has been the most fulfilling chapters of my life, my PhD journey. First, I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Imkefi, and all the team members in the Laboratory of Biomedical Genomics and Oncogenetics at Pasteur Institute of Tunis. My PhD journey, such an extraordinary and true adventure. It was like kind of trying to solve a complex puzzle where half the pieces are missing, but you don't stop trying. In my PhD, I have some problems, but honestly, everything made it more memorable when I share my results. Sorry. So my PhD, it was such an extraordinary and true adventure. It was like kind of trying to solve a complex puzzle where half the pieces are missing, but you don't stop trying. It was, I thought it was like a sprint, but it turned into a true marathon between endless experiments, analyzing genetic data, and trying to solve biological problems. But honestly, it made everything more memorable when I share my results at international level, meeting eminent researchers and receiving recognition through awards and prizes. But I didn't mention that along the way, I got married. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nadia. Congratulations.
Next, I invite Florencia. I invite Florencia to go on stage.
So, good afternoon. My name is Florencia Romauro. I am from the Pasteur Institute of Montevideo, Uruguay. Okay. So my thesis was entitled Systemic Approach to the Antibody-Mediated Immune Response Against SARS-CoV-2. Was performed at the immunovirology laboratory from the Institute under the supervision of Otto Pritsch and Sergio Bianchi. And at this point, I want to highlight the figure of one of my mentors, Otto Pritsch, who passed away in 2022. He was an excellent scientist and also, and more important, an amazing person who inspired me and his students to make better science. And for the second part, I wanted to show you the evolution of people. This is People, my dog. When my thesis started, he didn't even exist. And this is People in November of 2021. So he was this tiny little thing, middle of 2021 and the end of 2022. And this is People during my thesis writing process, so he was not happy, and I didn't even was. And this photo is just after the thesis defense. We were both so happy about. So thank you.
Thank you, Florencia.
Thank you so much. The next one on the stage is Emilia.
Hello, everyone. This is my topic, and I do my research at Laboratory of Experimental Immunology in Institute of Microbiology, Stefan Anghiu, which is a part of Bulgarian Academy of Sciences. So I'm committed to the scientific research as a powerful way to contribute to the society. My PhD represents an opportunity to grow, learn, and help others with support of my mentors, which give me very good advices and very good opportunity to grow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emilia.
Next I invite Kamsi.
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Kam Singh Monghelos. I come from Pasteur de Laos. My work on my PhD is as Senfry and Senfry-borne pathogen in Laos. But don't ask me if we have disease linked to the Senfry in Laos. We have no idea. So my work is supervised by Jerome de Paquet. We describe new species of Senfry. Yes, of course, because we are entomologists. But we have also Dr. Pronbe, who is a former director of Pasteur de Laos, and we a little bit inventory or exploring the pathogen like a virus and another parasite. But I want to show you the good memory that I made during my thesis. I want to thank these people, my mentor and former ambassador of friends in Laos who accepted me to come here for my study. And they inspired me to go back to the field to do the field observation, because I think something that we cannot see in the lab, but we cannot see in the field. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kamsi.
So the next one on the stage now is Manuela.
So now I have the honor to be the first student from the PPU program. My name is Manuela, and I work 4 years on a project entitled, wait for it, Protection Mechanism of Antibodies that Target the Plasmodium sporozoite. And this was done in the lab of Roger Amino. And I truly want to thank the program for having received me. It was really amazing to be part of it. So when they asked us to do a slide, just shortly to talk about our PhD, my question was actually, how was my PhD? And I will only play it once, so I hope you saw it because it's embarrassing. And I think that kind of showed how I felt many times during my PhD, mostly at the beginning. Failed experiment, French bureaucracy, well, many other things on the way. But all of that were actually kind of okay, because I had an amazing lab next to me. And we also had some extracurricular activities. Well, all those experiences really helped to make my PhD memorable. And actually, now I can say that I can even do it a little bit better. But, well, I'm still on the process. I'm still failing a little bit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manuela. Congratulations.
Next, we have Anna. Anna.
Hello, everyone. So I did my PhD project in the microenvironment and immunity unit under the supervision of Gérard Eberle, Oops, next slide, yep. And I studied early life imprinting of the immune system by the microbiota, and specifically imprinting of bone marrow stem cells and lung alveolar macrophages. But when doing a PhD, unexpected side projects come along the way. And for me, one of them was this cute little plant that grew in our sink, and that I named Gaia and decided to take care of. Soon, I learned that this was a tomato plant, and I was really excited to harvest my first ever tomatoes. Now, quick disclaimer, I've never grown tomatoes before, and this showed because I let this thing grow up to 2 meters in height, and naturally, as you can imagine, I obtained no tomatoes. And it's only once I started pruning the tomato plant, which is what I should have been doing from the beginning to allow to the redirection of the energy for fruit production, that I obtained these perfectly imperfect tomatoes, but I was very happy. So Gaia taught me 3 lessons that are applicable to the PhD. First, don't rush hastily into experiments. Always read literature first. Second, be patient, especially when the fruits of your work are taking longer than planned. And lastly, the results you obtain may not always be perfect or what even you expected, but that's what it is, and just roll with it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna.
And now the next one is Samuel.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samuel, and I did my PhD at the Biology of Spirochetes unit in the microbiology department here at Institut Pasteur, a team to which I'm deeply grateful for all the experiences. And my thesis was entitled Evolutionary Adaptation of Pathogenic Leptospora to Superoxidative Stress. But I would like to address another topic today, which is how did I end up being Santa Claus for STAPA? Now everyone knows what STAPA is. I should say that my PhD was full of experiences, many of which were shared with my fellow graduates over here today in the PPU and in the Pasteur Institute. But sometimes we have crazy ideas. And in a time like about this time of the year, some of us had the idea of going to Strasbourg. You know Strasbourg, right? The Christmas lights, the Christmas vibes, the Christmas everything, like it's Christmas, right? So you must go to Strasbourg in France, and you expect something like this, mulled wine, cozy weather. But it was actually more like that. We were freezing for 3 days, and well, let's say it was a nice experience. But I'm going to let to my colleagues of the neurology department to study what happened there, because I do believe that cold actually causes our neurons to produce strange behaviors, such, for example, coming across the idea of what if, that is always a dangerous question, what if we dress as Santa Claus for STAPA? And that's precisely what happened in the Christmas party of that year. After that cold weather, in our little experiments, our neurons decided that it was a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. We're looking for new Santa Claus for STAPA, actually.
Next, I invite Miguel.
Hello, everyone. I'm Miguel, and I did my PhD in thermoacidophilic archaea of the genus Saccharolobus in the archaeal virology unit under the supervision of Mark Krupovic and Virginia Svirkaite-Krupovic. And I will now talk about my research because I don't want to bore even more people. But I wanted to use this time to make a little announcement. So I did my defense recently, and I got many presents, and among the many gifts that my friends gave me, they gave me a voucher for a very fancy 3 Michelin star restaurant. Can I say? I ain't cheap. And it's a very nice restaurant here in Paris, but the problem with the voucher is that it's for 2 people, and I'm happily single, and I don't want my friends to fight for it. So I've decided to open applications. So we're seeking a highly motivated diner with a background in elegant restaurants. Experience in Michelin star restaurants is highly desirable, but it's not required. English speaking is required, Spanish, Catalan speaking is desirable, of course. So the ideal candidate would be someone with good presence, be willing to share part of their food, because they don't have big rations, I don't think, and have interesting conversation topics, and be available for the beginning of the year at lunch during a weekday, because they don't open on weekends. So if you think you're the right person, you can send your application at miguelisawesome2@gmail.com, and 10 days later.
Thank you, Miguel. I hope you find someone soon.
The next one on the stage is Vanessa. The stage is yours.
So I don't like to share my food, but I would be highly interested, Miguel. So my name is Vanessa. I did my PhD under the supervision of Friederike Jönsson and Luc de Chesmatin on an immune cell called the neutrophil. And neutrophils make up 40 to 60% of white blood cells in each of you, and to defend you against bacteria, they have a special mechanism. So here you can see a neutrophil with and without a Spider-Man costume. On the left, you can also see the DNA. And what they can do is they can throw out their DNA like Spider-Man to trap bacteria. So you can see how the DNA is starting to grow. And the green structures, these are the nets. And actually, I investigated these structures during my PhD. But what was the situation before doing this PhD? So as you can see, baby Vanessa got already trapped in this topic during her master. And I'm very grateful that I got accepted to the program to investigate this process further. But I actually fainted each time when I saw human blood. I was living in nature in Sweden, and excusez-moi, but I really didn't like French at school. So after my PhD, or during my PhD, I worked on human blood for each experiment. So we can say I became a vampire, and I got really happy about fresh, warm blood. I fell in love with Paris, and I'm doing a French class now. But of course, we are not only doing this research because of science, it's also a great topic for costumes, as you can see here on my colleagues. And with this, I would like to thank everyone who supported me during my PhD, especially my supervisors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanessa.
Let's invite Ikram on stage.
Should I go? Hello. So my name is Ikram, and I did my PhD in the immunoregulation lab here at Institut Pasteur. And I studied how is the receptor for interleukin-23 regulated in human CD4 T cells. And I also studied the impact of blocking interleukin-23 on immune responses using psoriasis as a disease model. To be honest, to make this one slide that we have been asked to make, I used artificial intelligence. I told my story, and it turned out like this. So it all starts on the left, where you see it looks like me coming with a backpack and a book of immunology with the Algerian flag, for those who don't know the Algerian flag. Then right after, you have something that looks like a police car, which I believe represents the prefecture, that I had to visit way many times that I would hope for. Then in this horror movie-like scene with immunology written right after me, it looks like I am really terrified and frustrated, and this represents the beginning of my PhD, which is totally normal. Then here you have a very more relaxed scene. I look like I am having fun around dinner with a friend, which was a very big highlight of my PhD. Friends from the Ullmann program, but also from the volleyball team from Pasteur, made it really a happy experience for me. So then I started exploring France with an Algerian flag. I don't know why exactly, but there I am at the Eiffel Tower with an Algerian flag. I'm very proud. Then you have this scene where I seem like collecting books of food and of immunology, something like that. It's just memories from my experience. Then a happy ending with me graduating over a couscous and holding a paper that is entitled Immune Couscous. then in the end, you have a very happy version of myself where I say I love France because I really love France and I enjoyed my experience here and I'm very grateful for the opportunity I got here. Then it ends with the beautiful picture of an Eiffel Tower because my journey is still going on in Paris. And that's it, so thank you.
Thank you, Ikram.
And now welcome on the stage to Laura.
So hello everyone, I'm Laura, and as everyone, the PhD here in Pasteur, in a topic related to a very special organelle that not everyone knows, called lipid droplet, and how this organelle can play a main role against a deadly pathogen that causes human tuberculosis. So I would like to explain you how living for 4 years in Paris allowed me to reconnect with part of my family. As we heard today, family is very important during a PhD. But the story I'm talking about started in 1937, when this cute little baby, who is now online and probably hating me, was born here in Paris. This cute baby grew and met a very handsome man who came from Spain. They fell in love and they got married, now. And after they got married, they moved back to Spain. So this cute couple on the picture, they are my grandparents. And living in Paris for 4 years really allowed me to not only visit Paris next to my dear grandma back in 2020 when I came here for my interview week, but I could also visit the place where they first met and celebrate with them the 70th anniversary online. I could also spend a full day with the two of them, remembering many memories they have in Paris and around. And finally, I could also visit all these places next to a very cute Spanish guy who I once met also here in Paris, and who is now the main reason for me going back to Spain and continuing my career, but back home. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Laura. I would like to take the occasion also to thank Laura for all the help and the support that she did for STAPA. So thank you so much.
Next we have Hassan. Hassan is the first PPU Imagine student to graduate. And the stage is yours, Hassan.
Hello, everyone. It's my honor to be the first PPU Imagine to graduate. I did my PhD in the Laboratory of Hereditary Kidney Diseases at Institut Imagine under the supervision of Dr. Gérard Demeura, Dr. Guillaume Dorwal. And I'm just going to share with you the experience of publishing my first paper in the laboratory. And the story begins with the first draft, the early draft that I was very happy and I wanted to submit before the weekend, in the same week. I sent my paper to the director, and after 3 days, I received this paper like this, and with a lot of comments in red, with red pen, and I was terrified and disappointed. And at that time, my co-supervisor came to me and I said, Hassan, no worries, I will explain you how to decode these comments. And I learned, hopefully, how to apply the comments which was requested, as you can see here. But over time, after a few revisions, the comments are becoming less and less. So I was very happy, and at the end, the paper was accepted with very few corrections. So I'm very grateful to my Laboratory of Hereditary Kidney Diseases, my mentors, supervisors, and family for their non-stop support, that without their help, it was not possible to reach this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hassan.
So the next one on the stage is Anchi.
Hi everyone, I'm Anchi. I did my PhD in the team of Jean-Baptiste Masson, who's a physicist here at Pasteur, co-supervised by Tiana Jovanic, who's an experimentalist at the Institut des Neurosciences Pays-Saclay, and I studied the network effects of Alzheimer's disease-associated A-beta peptides in an in vivo neural circuit. So some of you might know that I'm also an artist, so when I'm not doing my PhD or crying about my PhD, I'm taking inspiration from what's around me, including free time during a conference or after a hard day of work at Pasteur. So that's the République Square. And the city really never fails to amaze me with its beauty, and I'm happy to stay. So a little game for the graduates is that this recent painting, which is still ongoing, is actually a point of view from inside the Pasteur building. So there are clues, but can you guess where this is? Clue number one, that the building's named after a Nobel Prize winner. No, not Mechnikov, but close. Jacques Monod, yes. So pay attention to what's like the surrounding around you, because I think really it's a beautiful place to work. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Anchi. I also would like to thank her for her help for Piplet. Anchi actually was an amazing editor-in-chief for Piplet, so really thank you so much.